Okay. This is Dr. Megan Miller, and I am missing Joe Smith tonight, but I have my Do Better Collective members here with me. So thanks for joining. And I have the people watching on Facebook Live. This is We'll Decide Wednesday, a special feature of the Do Better podcast. And we're going to go quickly today. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel.
I hope the topic is, what could Joe have to do that's more important than this?
Raise children. Guilty pleasures as a child. And this is one of his ideas. This keeps happening where it's like he's not here to talk about it. And then it's like one of his ones that he wanted to talk about. So I'm going to do my 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then if anybody that's watching on Facebook Live or within the collective wants to share, you don't have to talk for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but you can type in the chat or share on the microphone what your guilty pleasures were as a child. Okay. It's hard. Okay. So first of all, this like guilty pleasures terminology, like I feel like as a child, you probably don't know, like that's not a thing. You just do stuff. It's hard for me to picture like thinking back to being a kid and like, oh, this is something I shouldn't be indulging in, but I'm gonna anyway. Like I just have a hard time thinking about that. So I'll just talk about weird stuff I did and people can decide if they were guilty pleasures or not. The one that like people are always shocked by when I tell them, I mean, even as an adult, occasionally I might, is I like raw things. So I don't know, like one time my mom was cooking dinner and I don't know if she's watching tonight or not, but she was cooking dinner and I'm a twin. And I think we were bugging her or something. And we were like hungry and she was making mashed potatoes. So she just gave us a couple of pieces of potato with salt on it, but they weren't like cooked yet. And I loved it. Like I was like the best thing. The texture is amazing. It's like crunchy and it's so good. Liz is going to die. And Michelle's not too impressed either. But I just thought it was like so amazing. And even
potato would kill you.
I know.
And now I feel like I was lied to.
Well, that's the thing. Like every time I tell people about that, they're like, can't you get like worms or something? And I was like, I don't know. I've always been fine. Like I've never had any issues with it. So even as an adult, if my mom's making mashed potatoes, because I rarely ever cook potatoes, especially now, because I don't really eat them, period. Like I try to be like high fat, low carb diet kind of thing. So it's rare that I eat potatoes, but if it's like a holiday and she's making mashed potatoes and I happen to walk in the kitchen, I'm definitely grabbing one, like putting salt, like not a whole potato, but like a piece or two. So that's one. And then the other thing is oatmeal. Oh my goodness. So good. Like I'm real picky about cooked oatmeal, but if there's raw oatmeal, like just, in the container, like the Quaker Oats thing, I would just like pour some in a bowl and like eat it. Just raw. Again, it's a texture thing. It doesn't have much of a taste, but I just love that feeling of the raw oatmeal. I don't know why, but if I cook it, and it's not like, it has to have like a very specific level of like, I don't like the real gooey, like oatmeal. I just can't do that. So yeah, I didn't think I was going to talk for 2 minutes and 30 seconds about raw food, but that's, that's me. I guess those were my guilty pleasures. I didn't check Facebook at all while I was talking. So let's see if my mom's watching and what she had to say about it. If she is, nope, didn't see her. She don't see her, so that's fun. Leslie said Lucky Charms cereal, skipping school as a 14 or 15-year-old. Also, to be fair, I lived on an island, so the beach was way more fun than school. Oh, Joe's here. I think. I just admitted someone. I think it was Joe. Let's see. Yay! Joe, the topic is one you're going to love.
Yes.
I already went though. It's guilty pleasures as a child. That's the one that you suggested. So you're up whenever you're ready to talk for 2 minutes and 30 seconds about that.
All right. I'm ready now. All right. So guilty pleasures as a child.
Wait, did you start your timer though? Do you need me to start a timer for you?
Yeah. Can you start a timer for me? Yeah. Nightly routines. Cool.
That is not his guilty pleasure. He's just
No, I'm just, that's new. So we started a little bit later tonight. I thought we were early, but we weren't.
It's all
All
right.
right. So guilty pleasures as a child. I want to say one of my favorite shows of all time is Power Rangers. I absolutely love that show. And I remember vividly as a kid, I would say, I will always love the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and I will never get tired of it. And I'm pretty sure like after a year, I was done with Power Rangers. I moved on to something else. Another thing, as a kid, what else did I love? Ooh, how about this? Homemade chicken pot pie. I absolutely love that. And especially the one that my mom made, because she made the one that has the biscuit on top. That was phenomenal. What did you say, Megan?
Raw foods. So raw potatoes and raw oatmeal.
As a kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody thinks I'm the weirdest person in the world now.
Did you eat raw fish as a kid too?
Ew, no, I don't eat fish anyway, but ew, no.
Oh, okay. I guess as a kid, like I was really into like eating shrimp. Like shrimp was my thing too. Raw potatoes? I can't get over that, Megan. That's just interesting. But yeah, I mean, like I guess like for me, like as a kid, it was Power Rangers and my mom's chicken pot pie and here's one that I never told anyone. Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
At night, in order for me to go to sleep, okay, I would put on some music and I listened to Kenny G playing the saxophone and falling asleep. That has to be one of my guilty pleasures right there, just because like it was awesome to listen to and it helped. It was so smoothing. But since my childhood, I have never listened to Kenny G. I know, it's just so random too. I was like, but I mean, at my time, it wasn't random just because it was, I would play that alto saxophone and Kenny G plays saxophone. So just went hand in hand, I guess. But yeah. And I can't think of anything else.
Well, that's good because the timer went off.
Oh,
it was very quiet, but I didn't want to interrupt your Kenny G discussion. So
yeah, it's very interesting that I had a thing for Kenny G just like playing. And then he pops up in some movies as like a cameo. And it's so funny just because like, yeah, I used to listen to Kenny G all the time too. So a little bit about me.
So we have some interesting, I guess I started a food thing. So Dalo said, I loved eating whole tomatoes fresh from the market, washed and dipped in salt, and you eat it like an apple. I've never done that. My mom, does anyone else do the like tomatoes with salt and cottage cheese? I never got into that, but my mom likes to do that, and cantaloupe with salt and cottage cheese. Michelle said cream cheese frosting, any type of Little Debbie snack cakes. Yes. Cassie said, I used to eat the dough for those pre-made biscuits in the cans that pop up and give you a heart attack. I listened to Celine Dion and was sure that she knew what I felt deep down in my childish emo heart. I love those, Cassie. And Michelle also said I would sneak the snack cakes out of the package for the Little Debbies. Glue the package back together and say it was so weird that my mom kept buying stuff that was missing 1 or 2 snack cakes. And I'm sure your mom was probably like, oh, I know it's you.
that they were so impressed with my creativity of melting the glue. I went through a lot for those snack cakes. I would like melt the glue on the box, the hair dryer, and then find hot glue gun to glue it back together. And I tried to trace the pattern of the hot glue on the box. And I think that they were just so impressed. I was going to such great lengths and I never actually got in trouble for it.
But you're sure they knew?
Oh yeah, I'm sure my parents aren't blind to something. Yeah.
That's probably something I do with Taylor though, because like I love when he's just like, and that's an area that his dad disagrees, because I just love watching. Like I'm like, all right, what are you gonna come up with, dude? Like what's up? But he's like, he can't lie to us, and I'm like, figure it out. Liz, do you have any?
I'm sorry. All kids lie though at some point.
Yeah. There's like parenting experts who talk about it like not being a bad thing. And like, anyway, we could add that as a discussion topic.
That would be great.
I don't want to admit this, but Megan, since you told us about your potatoes, all I can think, I don't know if I'll ever get past that. All I could think about was I didn't like breakfast food at all. And my mom was like, like there was that whole movement, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And let's force everybody to eat all the food. And so she would let me eat leftovers for breakfast. So I'd have like spaghetti with like meatballs and like, cooked chicken, and like I'd have the night before's leftovers for breakfast. And now like the idea of that to me is like, yeah, I didn't eat cereal. I didn't do any of those things.
I know. Yeah. Cereal for breakfast was never a big thing for me either. Like eventually as an adult, I would just do, and I don't do it anymore because of the carb situation, but I would put like pretzels in a baggie, cheese sticks, like those I still do sometimes, but we talked about that, like it causes me acne. So with the cheese, but yeah, I've never been much of a breakfast person. Like I don't like breakfast foods. And then I go to other countries and they have amazing things for breakfast, like marinated eggplant or like with olive oil and like this amazing seasoning. And I'm like, why don't we have that stuff? I don't understand.
See, maybe I was onto something.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I would have had for breakfast.
All right, y'all, I still have to drive home. So we're going to go ahead and close out for tonight. Thank you, Leslie, for watching on Facebook Live and everyone for joining us on the collective. I already mentioned, but tomorrow on the Do Better Collective Facebook page, we'll have a bonus mentorship session with Emily Ice. If you're a member of the collective, you can join us live on Zoom. If you're not, you can watch on Facebook. So hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.